Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This week, it's an appliance update, but not fridges this time. Malicious Mark tempts the gents to lucrative offers with hideous catches, but actually plays a far deeper game. Big and beautiful Bob asks, where can you go shirtless? And blissfully ignorant Wade likes head and herding Bob. From dishwashers to losing fistfights with children. Yes, it's time for $1 million. But now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to Distractible, the podcast that is free. For some reason, people still don't think that it's free, but if you're listening to this, you probably realize, oh, wow, it's free. Look at that. Look at all of us. We're here and we're free. And we have videos on Spotify, but we are also free. How do people still not realize that it's free? I am your host, Markiplier, also known as Mark. I'm going to be judging this episode. I'm going to be dishing out points, I'm going to be evaluating answers, and I'm going to be determining who is going to win and be the host for the very next episode. And we have some very special guests this week that are going to be joining us, really talented individuals. I'm so happy to have them on the show. We have Bob and Wade.
Me.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be here, just like always. But today it's especially great because Mark, that was such a nice intro. I feel ready to go. I feel complimented and uplifted and some other kind of implemented, and I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be the best episode in a while.
I wore a shirt with buttons just for Bob for this episode, and I thought I looked very snazzy. It's got long sleeves.
A long sleeve Henley.
I'm wearing another plain black t-shirt, but it's not cloak this time, but I didn't bring a lot of clothes over here to Texas, so I don't really have a diverse wardrobe, and I don't really...
So what, you're just wearing the same clothes on set every day? Silly.
In a wild twist, my shirt is red and black. Everyone
Okay.
here's colors except for mine.
Now all the people listening audio only now know what we're wearing, and that I know was very, very, very important for people back home.
Gray shorts!
Oh god, it was thigh.
All I
that was just thigh. Gray thigh!
All right, I've removed my glasses and I'm wiping them with a microfiber towel.
The detail.
Yes, this is what the people are here for.
I almost picked up, for some reason I have like my checkbook down here, and I almost was like, here's my checkbook, but that would have been a really dumb thing to show.
Show them your numbers, Wade. Prove to them how much money you got in there.
Oh, a little bit less, boys, a little bit less. I found out that I've got to go dishwasher shopping.
Oh, no.
What?
Ah, yes, the dishwasher, man.
Did you have this house inspected before you got it, or?
Well, to be fair, we've been here for like 6 or 7 years now.
Dishwashers are supposed to last like decades.
Well, I think this one is decades old.
Man, that's fair. And they don't build them like they used to. Everything's made to break these days.
Yeah. It's done a good job for it. It's just, I don't know, it's not like clogged or anything. It's just not wanting to, we're going to have it looked at, but it's not like cleaning very well, and we can't really figure out the issue, so we're thinking it's pretty old, probably time to shop.
I'm just curious. How clean do you get your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher? Do you buy the dishwasher manufacturer hype that you don't need to rinse anything and you just put them in caked in crap like a monster, or do you clean them all and then just let the dishwasher?
My plates look clean. I don't like soap them before I put them in, but I scrub them before they go into the dishwasher. I don't want to see food on my plates before I put them in. I rinse every glass, scrape every plate, scrub. I want it to look clean so that I know it will be clean when it's done.
But that's the whole point of a dishwasher. I fail to see the reasoning in that, because it's supposed to wash your that's the whole thing.
In my brain, the food particles come off, they swoosh around, splat back on, so it's like I don't want it on there.
It has a drain.
The point of the dishwasher is to like clean and like sanitize the dishes, not necessarily to remove. There's no mechanical force in home dishwashers. It's just hot water splooshing around. What do you think that's getting off?
Everything. That's what does it.
Not me. I'm not getting off on it, so I'm scrubbing beforehand.
Well, you're not supposed to get off on your dishwasher, but it's like
kink shame.
Yes, I'll shame people about getting off on dishwashers. That's weird.
Wow. Bold.
You're weird.
Bold episode today.
I'm making a stance here. I am against human dishwasher relations.
Welcome to Kink Shamers Podcast, where we shame your kinks.
Who out there has a kink about dishwashers?
I mean, given the variety of kinks and preferences and whatever, I mean, preference is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Given the variety of humanity, probably someone.
What about an anamorphic, that's not the word, anesthesiologist dishwasher that has human feet and boobs and stuff?
I'm sure, Rule 34 applies and there is that, but I don't want to see it, and I don't want to know anybody that's looking for it.
You just asked. Last question. Who out there has a kink?
You didn't know that his follow-up, once a couple people raised their hands, he was going to be like, and leave!
I want to know who you are so I can know to avoid you. All right. Well, other than dishwasher talk, because I actually know, back to dishwasher talk, I was like on TikTok, there's a whole side of TikTok that's about dishwashing.
There is.
Which is a subset of like the house cleaning. And they're saying like modern dishwashers are very efficient and they're good at getting things off of your plates, and bowls are not good at getting you off, but you got to think it's in there for about 2 hours being splashed with hot water. That's going to get pretty much everything off of it.
I will say I do know that modern dishwashing soap is enzymatic as opposed to the way that most soap works, which is by something to do with lipid barriers and whatever. But basically, enzymatic cleaners work by having something to interact with. So if you put in perfectly clean dishes, I guess my understanding is that the cleaner doesn't activate as effectively, and so it actually cleans less effectively. But my point is, I have a shitty dishwasher, and unless you have a top-of-the-line, perfectly functional, relatively modern dishwasher, and if you have any sort of older, shittier, non-great working dishwasher, you have to clean it at least like 90% of the way, or else it just doesn't get clean. If I leave anything that's caked on or baked on, especially, and then put that... it doesn't get clean. That's the reality. I understand what everyone says about how they work in modern dishwashers and all the blah, blah. I just have dirty dishes if I do that. So I pretty much clean dishes before I put them in, but I don't like clean them to where I would be happy to put them away. I clean them to where I know the dishwasher can then finish cleaning them.
Mine's a full mental barrier. I don't know the science behind it. The idea of having like all that crap on there, then putting it in and having it splash on all my other dishes. Just in my brain, that's enough for me to be like, no, it's getting a scrub down before it goes in.
Don't ever look in the back of restaurants. Don't ever think about what happens in restaurants, or you'll never eat at one again.
Ignorance is bliss. People who want knowledge are the real fools. I will gladly live not knowing. Feed me, baby. Don't tell me.
How does that work? You fool!
You fool. You know things. Are you happier? No.
I was curious how... Curious?
Oh, listen, I used to be curious. And now I don't want to know. The more I've learned, the less I want to know.
What were you going to say, Mark, before I
was just going to say, like,
you?
wait, if you're already scrubbing, like, you might as well just hand wash it and get, like, a dish rack where you can...
too much effort.
You do the same amount of effort!
No, it's very different.
If you're already scrubbing, then you're probably scrubbing with soap, and then you might as well just, like, put it on the drying rack and just let it dry.
No.
You're wasting so much more water.
I'm with Wade.
Fine, of course you are.
He's not wasting water. Dishwashers are very efficient.
Yay, 5 points to us.
All right, I'll allow it. All right, 5 points to both of you.
Wait, so I just want to say, Mark, you lost. No, you won last episode. I lost last episode. Mark, you have some sort of points carrying over, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Didn't I give you points that I said you could cash in the later
but I think
episode?
that applies only in the next time you're judging.
Oh, okay.
Because I've already won. So.
No, you can use them right now if you want, Mark. I'll allow
You
it.
lost, right, Mark? Are you losing this episode right now, Mark?
I feel like I'm losing this episode.
I've been holding this in since last episode, but there is a twist. Bob, you're actually...
You can't do that now. You can't do that.
What a twist would it be? The next time we start, someone is the host, and then the next time we record the following episode, right as the new host is about to start, the old host is like, I'm still the host, and I have an announcement. It hasn't transferred yet. You didn't speak.
I'm still learning this podcast as we're doing it. But for now, is that small talk? Was that dishwashers?
Yeah,
was that our small talk?
I don't know. Do you guys want to hear about the baby some more? There's nothing else going on over here.
Is there any sweet news out there that is just really tickling your taste buds?
I'm just glad that we're reaching the younger audience by talking about fashion, dishwashers, and being a parent. I think that those are really the right things to talk about to hit that algorithm perfectly. I know we're going to reach the top of the charts and stay there. Who else do you go to for your dishwasher content?
I know it's a bit, but I think the younger generation probably is sincerely quite interested in fashion in a lot of aspects, I would imagine. But yeah, no, dishwashers and babies, maybe not the most in touch. It's okay. We don't play the demographics here. We just do whatever the hell we damn please.
And that's what I'm going to do today by stealing other people's content. Well, I mean, kind of in a way.
Yeah,
we're playing. Go on, Bob.
Nothing. Wait, what was that reaction? Why would...
I thought you were going to get in trouble by the teacher, so I was giggling.
I tried to stop speaking immediately. Once you started speaking, I realized I was in the wrong, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's an extra point to you.
You're welcome.
I didn't interrupt you at all.
That's an extra point.
You just interrupted him to say you didn't interrupt him.
Yeah, do I get a point?
Oh, no, I gave you a point. You're right. I got to take away a point. That's what you get. Okay.
Take that, Bob. Or wait, me?
You, Wade. Yeah, Wade.
Damn it. Yeah, that's right, Bob. Take that.
So today we are playing $1 Million Butt. Do you guys know what this game is?
Is it the one with the briefcases?
Is it just one butt for $1 million?
Not quite. You are going to be offered $1 million, but with a condition to get those $1 million. And you have to either accept or deny whether you would take that condition for $1 million. And I have a series of prompts because this game is made by Rooster Teeth a while ago. It's an actual card game that you could play. I played it before there, but I've stolen a list of apparently some of the best from their episodes that they've played. So I am literally stealing their content.
Before we get into this, can I just ask, have you guys seen the Vine of this? There was a kind of very popular Vine that's basically this premise. It's a Vine, so it's 6 seconds, right? But the setup is the guy's like, okay, Jeremy, you can push this button and you'll get $1 million, but 1 million people were dying. And then smash cut to the guy just being like, and then the guy's like, wait, Jeremy!
I mean, yeah, I thought about doing the will you press the button game. That's another thing that I could do.
Well, there was a 1972 movie that inspired the game that we're stealing from, that they stole from, and we're double stealing, so we're twice the thieves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're twice the thieves.
Double thieves.
And before we get started with this game, I have a very large coin. Do you see this?
Neat.
Compensating much?
What?
Nothing. It's a great coin.
I think he was mocking your purse, Mark.
I probably don't have a purse.
Your coin purse? Where do you keep your coins if you don't have a coin purse?
I just have one big coin, so I don't really need a purse for it. I miss coins. I don't really care for like dollar bills. I miss big, heavy coins. Bam!
Other currencies where one at like €1 coins and €2 coins, that's the way to do it, man.
Who wants to be heads? Who wants to be tails?
I'm the tails. I'm tails. Me tails.
All right, Bob is tails. Okay.
I like heads. Yeah, I'll take heads. Fix skateboard.
All right. Who's tails?
Me am tails.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean I win?
Wade, can you please leave the room?
Like, actually leave?
Just leave the room.
I mean, it would probably be adequate to just take your headphones off. Can he not see?
He can't see.
How will I know when to return?
Just set a timer for 3 minutes.
Or am I just out this whole episode?
No. Just step out. Get out of here. And Bob's the winner.
I guess text me when I'm wanted.
All right, we'll text you.
Text him. Okay.
We'll text you. Okay, we'll text you. Get out.
Bye, Wade.
Turn down your speakers. Make sure you can't hear anything.
I think he wears I think his headphones are probably fine.
Okay. All right,
he's standing literally just out of frame, just like.
All right. Okay, so Bob, I'm gonna fuck with Wade. I am pretending to give you a secret objective that you are going to try to accomplish.
Okay.
But you don't have a secret objective at all. I'm gonna make Wade think that you have a secret objective, and you are going to be very coy.
Sure.
Ask him weirdly pointed questions in strange directions, or answer any question he has extremely evasively, and try to get him to do whatever the hell without ever actually landing on something throughout this game. and then I'm going to pull him in next and tell him that you are the spy and you are trying to get him to do something, or you're going to try to complete a secret objective. All you have to do this entire game is just be coy and never like stick to the same thing whenever you're answering.
Okay.
So you just dick around and you just do whatever you want to do. And then at the end of the game, I'm going to tell him that.
Do I just win this automatically or something? Who wins and who loses at the end?
Literally, I was like, whoever gets this coin flip is probably going to win. I don't even have a way to get the million point system.
Okay. I'm on board.
Yeah. So you just fuck around and make Wade super paranoid about absolutely everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And now we can text him and tell him to come back in.
I gotta say, my headphones, I don't think leak all that much, but there was one time in the other room where I heard like Bob laugh one time.
We were just having a good time. It may or may not have been related to the conversation.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, Bob. Now please leave the room.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, that's outside for me. Just so you know,
Is that surprising after what I just went through?
This is one room in my backyard, so I'm just gonna go stand outside where it's cold and rainy right now. So take your time. That's fine I'll bring my phone. That's fine with me. But I'm just letting you know it's cold and drizzly out. Okay, so I'll be back.
Well, you should have thought about that before Mark hosted.
I know, right? Okay.
Did I win? Did I lose?
This is sunlight coming in because I opened the door.
I thought you said it was cold and
Guess
rainy.
it's not that rainy.
Yeah. Complain about nothing. All right. So Wade, you are the detective. I just gave Bob a secret objective that he's trying to complete before the end of the game. Your objective is to figure out what he's trying to do or what he's trying to get you to say. I won't say specifically what it is before the end of the game without letting him complete it. So as we progress through the game, you can ask him any questions. You can steer the conversation towards or away from what you think he's trying to evade. But be careful because, like I said, he might be trying to get you to say something, and there's a certain number of points attached to that. So if you can figure out getting what he's supposed to say before the end of the game without saying it and figure out what his objective is, then you win.
Okay, so figure out what his objective is.
Yeah. You can ask him whatever you want. You can steer the conversation towards and away from it. But just be aware, you might be leaning into it.
Okay, it's a very dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell me what it was? You can just tell me right now.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
You could.
I could, but I won't.
I do have to ask why both of you, when it came time for the other person to return, your text message was just come.
What? Straight to the point.
Seemed like the easiest.
Return. You can come back now. Just come.
So how this is gonna work? We're gonna go Bob first because he won the coin toss, and then
I deserve it.
Yes, and then I'm going to give you a prompt, and then that way you will decide whether or not you will accept the condition for $1 million. And you can discuss it if you want. You can give your opinions on it, or either one of you can talk about it, whichever way you want. So the first one is, for $1 million, would you, for 5 years, only wear shirts, sweaters, and jackets that are 3 sizes too small?
Oh, too small.
Too small.
5 years?
5 years.
Too small.
Too small, yes.
Did you say specifically 3 sizes too small?
3 sizes too small.
Well, so just realistically, if I'm wearing something that's that small, I'm a big person. It's not like it's just really tight on me. It's like I'm fat, right? I'm squishy. I would bust out of something that's that small unless it was incredibly tough material. Mm-hmm. And am I obliged to immediately put another shirt back on, or can I just put one on in the morning and bust out of it and then just go shirtless for a while?
I mean, I guess, yeah, there's really no stipulation that says anything otherwise. You could Hulk out of your shirts and sweaters.
And like, I'm not saying I would like rip it off intentionally. Like I put it on and I'm just like, and eventually it would give out. For $1 million for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. 5 years is a long time.
Does that mean if I'm wearing an XL size shirt, typically if we're talking t-shirts, I have to wear a small, medium, large, extra large,
medium,
so 3
small.
down?
Oh my God, yeah, you in a small.
I mean, that would mean me, the size I am, a big, enormous person, would have to wear, I'm assuming the size that you wear, Mark? Do you wear mediums or larges?
I wear mediums usually. Like, sometimes it's a large, but
so
yeah.
I would have to wear a large.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, that would be like a big shirt on you. I would have to wear. I mean, $1 million is $1 million. I just not, go places where I couldn't look like that, I guess. I'd have to start shopping at Walmart or something. I don't know. Where's it acceptable to not wear a shirt? I can eat dinner at Applebee's and I can shop at Walmart. Is that the deal?
Yeah, something like that.
Pornhub and the beach?
Pornhub and the beach? What does that have to do with anything?
Places you can be shirtless.
Oh, okay. All right.
I feel like there's a longer. I'm not saying places you would be shirtless if you are a normal person, but places you could get away with being shirtless. I don't know. I would do it. It would be really miserable, but I think I would do that.
Okay. All right. Wade, what would you do?
$1 million is a lot of money, but a small shirt.
Are you sure it's small, Wade?
I think it would be for me, right? If I normally wear an XL, one size down would be large, 2 sizes down would be medium, 3 sizes down would be small, right?
Is there a size smaller than small? What's the size smaller than
Extra small, double extra small.
I was asking Wade.
Okay. Excuse you?
I mean, thank you, but also I was just curious.
I don't know if that matters because 3 would just be small.
Okay. Well, just what if it was 4? You know what? It's not important. I was asking Wade, okay, Mark, for future reference.
Yeah, way to go after the judge. I feel like that should mean something, but
You'd think that, but apparently it doesn't.
$1 million is a lot of money.
Is this? Oh wait, you know what? I should have asked for clarification. This is $1 million, assuming that that's the amount you get to keep. This is not like the lottery where you win $1 million, but you have to pay taxes and all this other shit, and you actually win.
You'll get $1 million after taxes.
Wow, so this is for $6 million? That's crazy.
That's not the logic that we reached.
Well, then after tax, we get to keep 1.
What if the money went up the smaller the size you wore, Wade? How small would you go?
If the size... Ask that again?
What if there was more money if you wore a smaller size? Like what size?
Man, I don't know if I'm going for small. I don't know if I'm going beyond.
But it could be more. It could be double the money for only that next smaller size.
Either it's like you where I'm busting out and shirtless, or it's so tight that I'm actually just going to die. So I guess I'm either dying for this money or busting out of it.
Why would you die? What is this shirt made of?
Well, I don't know. If it's not ripping and it's that tiny, I will not do it. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to live in life. That's a good portion of my life being super uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Having that money would be great, but also I'd rather just have a happy 5 years.
Mm. All right, that's fair. And because I also would not do it, Wade gets the point. And that's how I'm going to do it. Whether or not I would do it, and your answers align with my answer, is how I'm going to evaluate this. It's so fair.
Mark over here is just not going to do this thing. You don't want to. You're not curious if your body can take it.
A double extra small everywhere I go.
Well, just like gain a bunch of weight before it starts, and then go on a diet. That's the way to do it. Get up to like a 5XL, and then accept it. And then start losing weight.
Man, if you had said that before I judged it, I would have actually given you the point. That is a great way. I'm totally down for circumventional things like that. I want the wisdom of it all.
I literally, god dang, I thought of that a minute too late.
Mm-hmm. But Wade gets the point. Okay, so Wade, you get $1 million, but for the rest of your life, your dick glows all the time at the level of a 250-watt bulb.
How bright is 250 watts? I think
you would need sunglasses.
A normal, like, inside the house light bulb is like 60-ish. 60 to maybe 100 or something.
So this is even stronger than, like, your floodlights outside, typically.
Yeah, it's stronger than the light behind me by, like, 5 times.
But I get some blackout curtain underwear, and I'm covered. Until it comes time to, I guess...
What kind of underwear though is the question? Do you think boxers would give you enough coverage, or would you need
I'm just picturing a full out like Matador style cape and just wrapping that bad boy around like diaper style.
Man skirt?
Just a man skirt. It's like a lamp, like beneath you, always illuminating the ground.
I have a full lampshade.
That would be so good for nighttime. You have the diaper, but then at night you let the bottom of the diaper out.
Dude, you would never need a flashlight. I'm taking the $1 million in the glowing dick.
It's only perks here. Bob, what would you do?
That's pretty bright. The main concern I would have is things that are that bright come with a lot of heat.
I was just thinking that.
A lot of energy being converted into light and heat. generally. And so if we're assuming it's a magical glowing dick where it doesn't generate heat and you don't have to worry about that, I could see taking that. That doesn't seem too hard to deal with. But if it's reality where we all live and the light comes with the heat, and so you'd have to essentially like water cool your dick, I don't know if that would be that tenable. You would need like, you know those shirts that have like water things that run through them, the cool shirt type deals?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You would need like that, but in underwear form so that you could like water cool. And I don't even know if that would be adequate. You might need like direct contact water cooling to get an adequate heat exchange.
Yeah, I don't know, but 250 watts is a measurement of energy, and when it comes down to light bulbs, that energy does convert to heat, and I think that light, like emitting like that, would cause heat buildup. So maybe the blackout wrap would just cook your dick over time.
I think occasionally you would just have a release. So you would just like, hang on a second. And then like a flame would shoot out and it'd be like, okay, we're cool. We're good. You just occasionally have to let that heat like build up. And it's like, all right, we're good for a little bit again.
All right, if we're making this magic world, I guess, Bob, we can make whatever rules we want, but it is generating heat.
I'm gonna stay in reality, and I'm gonna say that I don't think that's very doable. You'd essentially have to live with your junk in an ice-filled fishbowl full of water.
You're looking for a date at the bar and you're like, do you want to be a hero? Do you want to save a dick? What? And like they suck on an ice cube and they go and they water cool and it's like, now you saved my dick and you get a blowjob out of it.
How often do you think that's gonna work? Do you want to be a hero?
Well, at least once, or else I'm probably dead.
God, man, has anyone even without a glowing dick said that to him? You want to be a hero? You want to save a dick? I'm closing judgment. I go with Bob on this one. I'm not taking the glowing dick because I thought about the heat too. I thought about the heat, what it might prevent you from doing if it was glowing and burning hot.
You're not immune to heat in this theoretical situation. You need to protect the rest of your skin and body from a glowing hot thing that lives in between your legs. That would be incredibly
There's got to be some kind of science for it to even be doable in the first place.
This is beyond science. Your dick glows with the power of a light bulb.
Okay, well, I will cast a cooling spell. This is beyond science. We're into the magical realm.
Yeah, well, not that magical. So Bob gets the point for that one. All right, Bob, you're up.
All right.
In pertaining to more dick-related questions, you get $1 million, but for the rest of your life, every time you climax, nothing comes out until an hour later.
Oh, easy. Money. No explanation needed. The only complication is at some point if you want to have kids with another individual to create, to get someone pregnant, to do that, just timing. It's inconvenient, but if you know and it's consistent timing, simple, easy, no problem.
All right, that's easy. Wade, what are you thinking?
Are you just going to copy my answer, Wade?
Yes. I mean, you're like, oh, the only complication's an hour later. It's like, that's not a complication. That means you get back to it an hour later and baby's coming.
But then you got another hour.
Yeah, you don't get to, that's the thing.
Well, then after that hour, you got a mess and, you get ye old sock. Press the button on your phone for 55 minutes and you're like, all right, we're getting close. Put on ye old sock and it's like, oh, there we go, done.
Ew,
yes. I agree. Ew. But is that your final answer? You'd take the money?
I'm not saying no to $1 million unless it's really bad, man. I'll take the hot dick and I'll take the come an hour later.
I feel like you're under.
I'll take both, man. I'll deal with both.
The level of heat and the amount of burning that happens in the glowing dick one. But this
Life
one
finds a way.
And what's the way? You know what? I don't want to ask that. I'm not interested. Don't explain that to me anymore. Wade copied my answer. I just want to put that. I answered first, so I should get the point.
There were two possible yes or no. I'm sorry. Sometimes we're going to agree.
We live in a world of infinite possibilities, sir. What's the gain a bunch of weight and then lose it during the years when you're wearing the small shirt of this situation? That's the question.
I guess he's got you there. But either way, I actually wouldn't have taken this deal. Weirdly enough, you guys were.
Do you hate money?
it's like money, yes, but I feel like it's an incredibly inconvenient thing because I kept thinking about like,
That's
okay,
the least inconvenient thing.
well, I was just thinking like, what if like an hour after, then you have to like, oh shit, I'm late for that funeral I gotta go to, and then all of a sudden you're giving your eulogy speech and just, oh no, and then
you should have prepared better. That's your own fault. That's bad planning. Why are you having a quickie an hour before you're giving a eulogy?
You felt the need to either have sex or masturbate an hour before a funeral, and then at the funeral you're like, oh no, the consequences of my actions.
I can't believe they're dead. I've got to give a eulogy in an hour. I need to get ready. But do you want to fuck?
That seems like poor decision making. That does. I'm surprised. I have to agree with Wade. That seems like it's on you.
See, he's agreeing with me. Where's my point?
okay, interesting. He's agreeing with you. Okay, fair enough.
I'm sorry. You might be the host, but you're wrong.
Either way, no one gets a point for that one.
No, that's bullshit.
No one gets a point for that one.
You know what, Wade? I give you a point, an extra point, Wade. What do I get?
A crisp high five?
What? I just gave you an extra point.
So I'm winning. Thank you.
I give you -5 points then. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm winning?
I take back my crisp high five, asshole.
Well, I guess I'll take the win then, won't I?
I don't know. I didn't know you were judge.
All right, and Wade is up now.
I don't think that's right. That's not right.
Isn't that right? Wade's
I'm
up.
curious on your math on that, but I will say it's right.
It is.
No, I think he means it's your turn.
Your turn.
Oh, I thought he meant up on points.
All right, Wade, you get $1 million, but every year on your birthday, the moment you turn whatever that age is, you get warped back in time and you have to watch your parents conceive you from a different angle every year.
Now listen, I love money, but I don't know if I was a quickie or a long, drawn-out, full romance porno. And I already don't like getting older on my birthday, man. I don't know if I could say no. You know, I don't want the money that bad.
All right, okay. We finally found Wade's limit.
What a baby.
I don't need to. There's no one I want to watch. Like, dinner time. Wait. Oh, it's happening again, everyone. Just wait.
It's a repeat. It's cyclical, right? So you would come to understand what time this happens, and you'd be able to prepare for it.
Oh, you're assuming we're all good at planning. We learned from Mark. There's none of that. Like, what if I've got to go do a eulogy that day, and right in the middle of the eulogy, I'm watching my parents boning?
I am not a wimp like Wade, and I understand that people have to make love to make a baby. And as much as I have never like walked in on my parents or had anything like that happen, so I'm not 100% sure how I'd react. For $1 million, bring it on. Bring it on. I could. You didn't say I couldn't gouge my eyes out if it was too much. but also, I do feel like this is maybe kind of an American thing culturally, but maybe it's other places as well. I just feel like Americans are really uptight about like sex stuff, right? Americans are super uncomfortable like talking about anything sexual with parents or family. And like, I'm not saying I'm above that. I grew up in this culture too, but I just feel like that's arbitrary, and there's no reason why it's not just as natural and normal for your parents to do that as anyone else who does for whatever reason, because they love each other for fun to make a baby. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't have any issues because I've grown up with all the American cultural influences that any other American shares, but I could get over it. I could learn to face that and accept that that's a cultural difference, and it's not that big a deal. I would take $1 million.
All right, fair is fair. However, I don't want to see that. Even for $1 million, I'm okay. I am all right, and Wade will get the point for that one.
It's $1 million.
Can I say I've discovered a trend here where Mark won't do anything for $1 million?
I'm not doing these. I'm not doing that. For the rest of my life, from a different angle, because I might get from the top of the corner, like, security camera.
I knew you'd say no to this one, Mark. You wouldn't even come in an hour. Like, I knew you were going to watch your parents bone if you wouldn't come in an hour.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm shocked that you guys are so eager for some of these, Mr. Glowing Dick. That's not my problem.
That's the one that seems insane to me. Why? Lots of kids accidentally caught their parents in the act, and it may or may not have caused them a little anguish, but that's nothing that you can't get over by just being an adult.
So as I get older, my mom and my dad have passed on, and it's like, I can almost see their faces. Then my birthday comes around, it's like, oh God, I can see all of, like, that's not the memory I want to, like, have the most vivid, like.
That is an excellent point. You get to reconnect with your parents every year on your birthday, no matter what happens.
Oh, if I zoom in, I can see. That's my sperm right there.
I don't have to tell this to you guys. Some people would long for a way to connect with a parent. I'm sure. I can't personally even relate. Both my parents are still alive. I see them once a year-ish. Enough. Not enough, maybe. But, like, that would be great. Then you can always look forward to, like, there's mom and dad.
Yep.
There's that face they make. That's how I like to remember them.
Oh, the pain.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Hey, my mom just texted me.
Hey, son, here's our latest sex tape. Enjoy.
No, that's not what this one's about.
Hope we can really bond over this one.
Oh, boy. All right. So, Bob, you're up. You get $1 million. But for the rest of your life, whenever you see a kitchen sponge, you eat it immediately.
Eat it?
Oh, no. Immediately.
This isn't a rational person's first concern, but I have to say, in our house, we use Scrub Daddy sponges. You know, the Scrub Daddy is like the plastic scrubby thing. So it's not really like a sponge, but it's in the shape and appearance of a sponge. Does that count? Would I have to eat that? Because those are way harder to eat than like a soft sponge.
I feel like, yeah, because it's used in sponge-like fashion and it is kind of sponge-esque. Like, I'm pretty sure that qualifies. Yeah.
That alone, just in my own personal life, would make this way worse. I mean, I guess you could pick what kind of sponges you use. Can I do dishes with a washcloth from now on and just avoid sponges?
I feel like that's okay. That's getting around it in a.
But if you go over to a friend's house and see one, you just have to eat it.
Well,
right?
I would prepare. If I'm going somewhere where I know them, I would ask them to, get rid of this.
Hide your kids, hide your sponge.
Hide your goddamn sponges, or I'm going to eat it. And, like, I don't know if that would make people be more or less likely. But, like, you could kind of control that. I would go for that. $1 million is for the rest of my life. I eat every sponge.
The rest of your life, yeah.
Do I get to prepare it? Do I cook the sponge?
It says immediately.
Immediately?
Yeah, so if you've got a pocket full of seasoning, go for it, but that's all you
Okay, so
can
you'd
get.
always have to carry around like a bottle of hot sauce or something.
But what if it's like soaked with dirty water and soap and ugh?
Well, you could wring it out, I'm assuming. If there's a sponge, it's probably a sink. I would maybe give it a rinse,
It can't be
wring
too
it
thorough.
out.
You have to immediately eat it.
I would immediately begin the process of eating it, which involves wringing it out, rinsing it off, seasoning it, maybe
cooking it, putting it in a nice.
Immediately.
Nice
I would
sauce.
begin that immediately. I would do that. I would take that. I would need to work out how exactly to eat bigger sponges and stuff. I'd cut them up with scissors. I don't know, but I could do that.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Wade.
No. Not a chance.
No explanation.
I like food too much. Not a chance. I don't know what that would do to my insides, because like Don, like all your soaps you're going to be using are like acidic and not good for your hands to have for long term. Like the insides, no. Plus all the worst parts of the food and everything else and whatever kind of bacteria.
How is it the worst parts of the food? It's just parts of food.
Just the parts that weren't eaten, the parts that were left behind.
Yeah, because there's a plate full of food which is all good and edible, and you don't always eat all of it. Doesn't mean it's like toxic. I'm not saying it's still fresh because it's on a sponge and not, in a refrigerator or something, but it's not like it was poison.
No.
Listen, is there a way where the sponge could be cooked or prepared that you would consider it, Wade? What if you always got to prepare it in a certain way? How would you cook it?
I'm sticking with my no.
What if you could grate it over salad like cheese?
I don't believe there's any kind of thing I would put on.
It'd be like one of those funky cheeses, right? Do you like the what color? The color cheese? Do you like the color cheese?
What?
It's like that cheese, but it has like the color, the name, and the colors.
I will not eat it, Bob Ice Sponge. I will not eat it. Your clunge.
Well, it started as a bit, but now you need to. What color is the cheese?
Stop making me eat sponges. The answer's no. I don't want it.
Okay, all right. So my answer also is I wouldn't eat it, and I wouldn't eat it for the reason that if I went to a grocery store and I saw sponges, I would have to eat the whole rack. And it's like I could plan out my route to the grocery store and I'm like, okay, I avoid this aisle and this line of sight. But if they change it one day and all of a sudden I'm in the sponge aisle, I'm basically dead because I have to eat all these sponges. So I said no, so I'm going to give Wade the point for that one.
Wow. I'm just imagining that this, I get the $1 million, but it impacts my life really greatly. Like, I don't go places anymore that had where the sponge is a threat. They deliver groceries now.
All right, Wade, can you please step out of the room?
I guess again?
I'll text you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll text you. Don't worry.
Do you think he brought his phone?
Did you bring your phone, Wade? All right, okay. All right, so how you doing, man?
I feel like I'm not doing a great job of making him paranoid. I feel like he feels like he's really dominating so far.
No, he's paranoid. I believe it. So I'm just gonna we're just gonna check in on you, and this is like, don't worry, because your secret objective is just to make it to the end of the game, and you win, and that's it.
Who's actually winning the game? Wade's winning the game.
Wade's winning, but it doesn't matter.
I just feel like I'm letting you down.
No, you're not letting me down. You're not letting anybody down. You're doing so great.
I'm gonna try and really ramp it up in the back half. I'm gonna try and.
Yeah, do you want me to pull him aside and saying like, okay, you have a new secret? Do you want me to give you an actual list of things to try to get him to say, and then I'll give him like the same list or something and be like,
what if you pull him aside and give him an actual list of things to get me to say? Super easy, and I will fall right into them, and so he's trying to do it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and I do it right away, and so in his mind he's like, oh my god, I'm kicking his ass, because he feels like he caught on to me maybe, but then he's like getting me to do it.
Okay, let me just pull up. Basically, I'm going to do a list of random words,
like the most commonly said words or something. Like,
yeah, exactly, and I'm just going to do 5. I'm generating them. Okay.
Do you want to tell them to me so I know what they are?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You want to write them down?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, so you got garbage.
Okay.
Memorial.
Okay.
Prejudice.
Okay.
Linear.
Okay.
Adoption.
All right.
All right, and I'm just going to tell him these are your words. These are his words. Should I tell him like how many, like if he hit 2 of 5?
No, hint that I got that he sort of was on to me or something, but not. Don't give him any specifics.
I won't give him any specifics. Okay, all right. Let's tell him to come back in.
That was a particularly long one.
Hello, Bob. Now leave the room.
Oh.
Come on. It can't be a surprise at this point. It can't be a surprise.
I get it. Okay. It's outside again. I just want to say that it's out.
It looked awfully sunny last time.
Yeah, well, it can rain and be sunny.
Don't forget your... Okay, guys, fine. All right, Wade. Now, you are now the spy. I need you to write down these words.
Okay. Did I just lose before? Because I think I had it figured out, but I was just waiting on the right moment to announce what I thought was
just
happening.
Hold on to it until the end of the game. But now your objective is to get Bob to say these words. The first one is garbage. Got it? Memorial. Prejudice. Linear. And adoption. So try to get him to say those things without him knowing what you are trying to get him to say.
Okay, well, this kind of takes away the gist of the first half, because that's what I was putting together was...
Yes, I was trying to be as vague as possible without spelling out that you were trying to get... I mean, you got the gist of it, but just try to get him to say those 5 words, as many as you can, and then by the end of the game.
Does it matter when he gets to say these?
Anytime. The time limit is like until the end of the game. Okay, cool. All right, let's get him back in. Okay. We're all back and we're all so happy. You guys are doing wonderfully. It's fantastically, but it's Wade's turn. So, Wade, you get $1 million, but you give birth once a month to a miniature version of yourself, and it goes through its full life cycle in 2 days and then dies.
Oh my god.
For the rest of your life.
How often?
Every month.
Every month.
How long is the birth?
That's true. It might be like a fully grown adult by the time it's fully out.
I mean, it says, full life. Let's say it starts its life cycle when it's born and out of you. And then in 2 days, it grows up and dies.
And I give birth to it?
Yeah, you give birth to it.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm not dealing with
What do you do with it when it dies? What do you just have a whole cemetery
you have a lot of holes in the backyard.
Gee, I don't want that. I want to get rid of it. How do you?
It's a prestige situation where you got like row after row of drowned versions of yourself.
How do you explain that? You roll your cans out to the curb, and I don't know why, but actually I do know why. In our neighborhood, people rummage through the recycling to pull out cans and stuff, I don't know, the garbage man is dumping it out and sees that. How do you explain that? But he's like, well, I got $1 million, so.
Well, you don't put it in recycling. You put it in the garbage and you hope they don't look, or you wait till last minute to pull your cans down till right before garbage shows up. I
mean, the garbage man could definitely still see it.
It's going to raise a lot of questions. So, Wade, you're hard no on that one?
Or you have a big yard and a really good shovel. Or a free meal.
Are you obligated to have funerals every month? Are you going
to have one of those services every time? Everyone has to get together to remember
Are you googly?
Baby.
Just to make sure you don't ejaculate at your googly accidentally. You didn't plan right.
No sex an hour before I lose each of my fully grown me's every month.
A lot of compounding rules. Anyway, hard no from you, Wade? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with me, much less young, old, regular me for 2 days. What do I feed you? By the time I finish dinner, you're going to be either on adult food or back to fucking mashed potatoes because you don't have any teeth. No, I'm not dealing with you with that. 2 of my days every month, I got to deal. No, that's too many days.
All right. Bob, what do you think?
I mean, I asked questions like I cared about that. Garbage men and memorial services are not the concern. I do not want to do anything that resembles giving birth once a month.
You could put each baby up for adoption. Every month you have a baby. Can you sell a baby? You could have a lot of money. And it's no return policy. No takes backsies.
A day later, when it's a dead miniature adult homunculus.
Oh, so sorry. Not my problem. No takes backsies.
I didn't say it wasn't magic.
How could I have known that would happen?
If you would have asked, I would have told you, yeah, no, this will be dead tomorrow and look like an adult, but tiny. But you didn't ask, so I had no obligation to say anything. Legal sale, it's binding.
All right. So you're both no.
I'm a hard no on that.
I'm in agreement because...
Really? You wouldn't take $1 million?
To give birth out, and what am I giving birth out of? What am I giving birth out of? It better not be my dick.
You might as well imagine a new hole is ripped in your taint every time. It does not matter.
Oh.
There's plenty, I imagine, of people out there that also wouldn't just give birth for $1 million because they don't want to go through that.
Even just once for $1 million is a lot to go through for $1 million.
So wait, would you say yes if you had to adopt a ewe every month for 2 days? If you didn't have to give birth yourself?
Adoption is not an option. That's not, you can't pretend like that's a legitimate solution to anything.
Well, I was just asking Mark. I'm not saying it's an option. I was just asking Mark if he would do it then.
Why would I do it anyway? Still have to give birth, but
for $1 million.
It's not worth it for every month for the rest of your life. No, I'm moving on. Anyway, we're both in agreement. Right. You both get points. It's all good here.
So wait, when we agreed before, we got no points, and we agree now we both get points. I like that system more. I feel better.
Because you agree with me. I said I wouldn't do it either.
Well, it's easy to agree with you. Just say no.
Whatever. I can take away your point, Wade. Do you want me to take away your point? I can take it away.
I think he's asking for it, Mark. I gotta be honest. I think he's really trying to lose points today.
All right, Bob. You get $1 million, but every month for a year, only, I don't know why this one's qualified only for a year, you have to go out on a nice date with Hitler. It says nice date.
I have to ask, are we assuming he's alive, or is it you have to dig him up and take what's left?
He's alive, as if Hitler just appears. You get a text message of a restaurant to meet Hitler at, and you show up and Hitler's there.
Is he wearing his Nazi uniform?
Oh yeah, full Nazi regalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 times.
He waves you over with a Nazi salute is what he's doing. He sees you.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, sure.
Hello.
He's just a man, right? So just assuming for you playing it out, I do this at the very conclusion of the 12th date, our December date. The money is transferred directly into my account, or maybe it's already there, but the deal is concluded. Can I then assassinate him on the spot as part of a ruse? I spent a year gaining his trust in order to get close to end the Nazi threat to do. Is that allowed, or can I conspire with maybe I'm conspiring with the American government? And I wear a wire.
Wait, not this month. Give me just 3 more months, then you can do it.
Well, I'm wearing a wire, and on our date, and I'm planting trackers, and he's there, and he's talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh where are those? You know what? I miss the troops. Where are the troops going? You guys have plans? Poland? Not Poland? Like what? Can I work against him during the duration?
You can try, but remember, it's a very nice date, and he was reportedly very charismatic, so you gotta be careful.
Do I have to convince him it's a nice date, or is he totally amicable?
Oh, it's just a great date.
Well, so I could be, doing espionage and just be a nice, lie to his face. I feel like I could maybe pull that off.
Do you have to keep him on the hook? Like you have to keep him interested in coming back for the next date too? So like after the 3rd or 4th date, you have to have like a nightcap?
It gets to the end and he's playing with his keys and he's like, and you're like, oh, not tonight. I had a lot of garlic with dinner, so...
Listen, that's up to you. That's up to you. Yeah, you got to keep him coming back is the thing.
If I'm allowed to use this as an opportunity to theoretically, if he's still alive and there's a conflict, I can work against him in the process of this, I would say I would do that. If it's just like you have to date Hitler and you can't do anything to undo or prevent or work against whatever Hitler might be doing because he's still alive, that would be tougher. I don't know. That's an arbitrary distinction. What a weird arbitrary distinction, but I'm going to do it.
All right, he's going to do it. Wade, what are you going to do?
I feel like the reputation, like even, I don't know, man. If he's already dead, which he is, right? He would somehow come back and be alive for dates. I feel like I'm already doing a disservice to the world. Even if I was doing good for the world, just the look and the reputation you would get for being like, that guy's going on dates with Hitler. No, it's not worth it, man. I almost rather go back and have the baby me every month over dating Hitler for a year.
All right. Okay. All right. I hate to be a no person about this, but I also wouldn't.
Well.
Just because I thought about like, okay, what if people wouldn't actually believe that was Hitler? Right? They would think like, maybe it's like some actor who just so happens to not have had time to change out of their costume or something. But there's really no justification to why really someone is doing that, full Nazi armband, the mustache and everything. It's like,
oh, that's silly Nazi.
yeah, no. So I got to give Wade the point on that one, unfortunately.
Look,
it's a really nice date. This one was kind of a toss-up. I was like, it's a nice date, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Bob. It's just clear. Mark's prejudiced against money. He hates it. He'll always say no to money.
All right. So, Wade, it's your turn now.
Okay.
You get $1 million, but every time you cut yourself, all of your blood comes out, but you don't die.
Oh God!
All of your blood.
What happens to you?
You don't die, but all of your blood comes out. Make of that situation what you will. All your blood's coming out of you from any cut, but you don't die.
I get a random cut or scrape at least like multiple times a day from having pets and claws.
It's like a high pressure hose. All of your blood.
I can't imagine, 1, the mess would be fun to deal with. 2, whatever sensations you go through would be fun to deal with. And whoever has to put blood back into you can't. I'm going to be spending more than $1 million a week just to get more blood. No, it's a terrible deal.
All right, okay. Well, that was easy.
Unless
All right.
I live my life in a funnel over like a blood donation track that can go right back in, even that wouldn't be worth it.
What if it's like a sneeze and you got a little bit of warning? You get a cut and you're like, oh no, uh-oh.
It doesn't even come out the cut, it just comes out randomly like you never know.
It's a cut, but you feel like a sneeze-like sensation. So you get like a few seconds to prepare. What about that?
Oh God, yes. Now that I have time to prepare to bleed out entirely, that sounds much better.
You just need to carry around some, big bags with you, big garbage bags. It'll be fun.
Oh, honey, it's happening.
Oh, honey, it's happening. It's not an ejaculation. I said sneeze, not ejaculation.
Well, if you have time to prepare for it.
I'm just looking forward now to the day where we're all traveling somewhere, or we're visiting or whatever, and from the other room, you hear Mark like, "Oh, honey, it's happening." Is that what you think it's like, Mark? Is that how you are?
I don't know. Wade does it.
Give me the post-hour comm every time compared to this shit.
Oh, honey, it's happening.
Is it like a spray? Does it spray out depending on the cut? Is it just always like come out in a single like line? Does it drip down?
It's just a pure gush in the shape of the cut. High pressure.
No.
Amazing superpower. I feel like you could win a lot of fights this way.
Blood man with the power to bleed. Paper cut, paper cut, paper cut, paper cut, paper cut.
Okay, I gotta be honest. I need to run to the bathroom really quickly.
Do your thing.
All right. Wait, you can't say the word when you're trying to get him to
mention that.
How? That should have been obvious.
That wasn't an established rule.
What the fuck?
What an established rule.
What do you mean?
I'm milking it, man. I've got 3 garbages, a memorial, and adoption. I'm doing great.
Yeah, but Bob did say garbage without you even prompting it, which was amazing. But then you were just like, what about adoption? Have you ever considered adoption?
I thought it was weird that you didn't establish a rule where I couldn't say it.
I thought it would have been obvious. I thought it would have been obvious.
This is distractible, my friend. Nothing is obvious.
I'm going to give you a new word because I can't count that one.
What about memorial? He said memorial without me prompting it.
No, he didn't.
I'd said it before, but he brought it back up like 3 or 4 sentences later.
No, I don't remember him saying it.
Watch the tape.
Well, either way, if you said it first, it doesn't count. I'm going to give you a new word. It's governor. You have to get him. I'm not going to count the memorial because I didn't hear him say it and you were prompting it anyway.
How many garbages do I get?
You did one.
Boo.
What do you mean?
Do I get a new word for memorial too then if memorial doesn't count?
No, you can get him to say memorial again. I didn't hear him say it.
He did, but it was a while after I'd said it.
All right, I'll give you a new word for that.
This bullshit, I protest.
It should be so obvious that you can't say it.
I was willing to win at any cost. God, I would be cheap and devious. Of course I would.
You're lucky I'm even giving you a chance.
You're lucky I'm not just taking the win. I earned it. I should sue. You should have put it in your terms and service.
I could just say, like, you failed on those. I could say you failed on those.
I could protest. I have the whole audience behind me. They know what was said and what wasn't.
Oh, my God. All right, I'm removing memorial. I'm removing adoption.
Ooh. I keep my 2 points in my head. He said garbage 3 times.
Yeah, and it still only counts as 1. Each of these only counts as 1. You can't say it when he's saying it. And your new words are governor and decisive. So you have prejudice, linear, governor, and decisive, and you can. So, did you give an answer, Bob?
No. Okay, so superhero implications aside, I would not want to do this. I think this sounds really terrible. I think you could prepare for it, but it'd still be really tough to live with. But I think Mark will want to do this. I have no idea why. I just feel like this is an opportunity to earn some points.
You didn't even like take a moment to think about that. You were just like, Mark would want it.
Yes.
Wait, you're saying yes now?
You're saying yes?
Because I'm saying I personally would not want this, but my answer, if for the purposes of this game, where agreeing with Mark is how you earn points, is that yes.
Well, that's interesting, because my answer is no.
Oh, come on.
I would not do
You can't just say no to everything.
Yes, I can. Absolutely, I can.
He's agreed to not a single thing.
That's why I thought eventually He would break that pattern.
Why would I do that? No.
It's just blood.
It's all of your blood.
Well, I assume it goes back in somehow if you're not to end up dying from this the first time it ever happens to you. There's some solution assumed in your premise. There's a solution where it goes back in somehow, or you get more blood real fast or something, because you're not allowed to die from this thing occurring is the assumption.
Yeah, but
something happens.
I still imagine you might pass out, and I don't like the idea of passing out. And I get little cuts and scrapes all the time, like tiny ones. And even if the tiny ones, like they bleed a tiny bit, all my blood's gushing out of that.
This is a pretty like straightforward line of thinking, Bob. He says no to every single one. There's no like crooked, twisted, zigzaggy pattern. He just said no every time. I figured it out after like the third round.
That's some bullshit.
It is some bullshit.
He's clearly he's biased.
I'm fair. I'm completely fair. This is the most fair I've ever been.
Smelly. He's biased. He's other words. Yeah, take that.
I can take away points from you.
He wants you to. He wants you to do it.
I don't. I just wanted to pile on.
All right. Okay.
Fun.
Fine.
I enjoyed it. Thank you, Bob, for a fun time.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. You two. You know. Whatever. All right. So whose turn? Bob. Bob. It's your turn. Okay. You get $1 million, but every time you meet someone, you have to hug them for 30 seconds.
$2 million.
A minute? A minute?
I'm negotiating. No. $2 million, 30 seconds.
Can we do that?
I don't think this is a negotiation.
I was just gonna try it and see what happened. I don't know. $2 million for 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Or $1 million for 15 seconds. That's my offer. It's like Shark Tank.
Okay. All right then. Fair. Interesting. No.
Well, that's just predictable, I guess, isn't it? I don't not want $1 million extra dollars, Mark. What do you say to that?
All right. Will you hug someone for 30 seconds?
Every time you meet a new person you don't know, or anytime you meet up with anyone you know them you don't know them?
No. It's new introduction. So it's like, this is my wife, Stacy.
So, okay, you have to be introduced. This isn't like you go to the grocery store and you have to go hug everybody if you've never seen them.
Yeah,
before.
you would have to be like, hi, my name. You would introduce you. That's
what if I'm at the grocery store and the person swiping all my groceries and checking me out compliments my t-shirt? And then we're like, oh, yeah, you like, you play Destiny? I love Destiny. That's
30 seconds.
30-second hug for that?
Yep.
I mean, I guess I'm just never talking to people ever again. And I'll take $1 million and never meet another new person for the rest of my life, I guess.
It's just a hug for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's not the 30-second hug for me. That doesn't bother me as much as like you go to your best friend's birthday party and there are 6 people there that you do not know. That's a lot of long hugs. And I'm not worried about whether they think it's weird. That's just an imposition. I just don't want to have to hug that many people all the time. I already am like, I don't really want to come to this. Like, I'm glad to celebrate. It's my first birthday, but like, maybe we can leave early. I don't know. There's a lot of people. I'm going to follow the pattern and assume that Mark thinks linearly and no. I would not do that. No.
All right. Okay. No. Wade.
I'm a social being. I wouldn't personally hate it all that much. Other people might get annoyed. It may make some pretty awkward introductions. Patterns are meant to be broken. Yes. For $1 million, I'll give people a big old hug.
You switch and say yes this time. I am calling it bullshit. Of all the things, I know that you don't like hugging people. I know this about you as an individual.
Yes. Well, I say no, I wouldn't do this because I don't like hugging people. Bob, you get the point.
Yes.
Damn it. I really thought maybe I could pull a fast one.
I had one. I had another one. Wait, where did it go? Where'd it go? Hold on.
Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Cotton Eye Joe. I thought Mark would have it by now.
Where did it go? Good. Okay.
Can you read, mister? Can't you read?
Can't you read, mister?
We did all of Cotton Eye Joe while you were trying to find this one prompt.
Okay. Oh, I lost it again. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, I got it. Wait, you get $1 million, but every time you kiss someone, you must pick a fight with a child and lose.
Like a real fight, like they're actually beating the crap out of me, or like oh, you got me.
They're gonna beat the shit out of you.
Every time. Does this include like kissing your pets on the top of the head and stuff?
That's not people.
Oh yeah, wait, no, it says every time you kiss someone.
So if you're married, you're either going to be this happily married, or you're going to be beaten the fuck up and bruised a lot.
And remember, you're picking a fight with a kid, so you got to taunt the kid first into fighting you.
Hey, little Johnny, nice strike if you're 4 years old.
I am 4 years old. Oh. God, what a nuanced insult to a kid. God,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
For a kid, every year matters, right? Like if you're like, oh, you 5, like I'm 6. Like every year matters to a kid. So if you insult them by saying like they're 1 or 2 years younger, that's a real big deal.
Ah, interesting.
Not that I've picked fights with kids before, but I know how to do it.
So you're taking this $1 million?
No.
All right, Bob.
This is all just a mental mind game. I've got to see through Mark's eyes. I've got to understand his biases, where he's coming from. Could his body take it if a 5-year-old tried to beat him up? I don't know. What I want to find out? Maybe.
Or does Mark never kiss anyone?
Does how many kisses does Mark give on a daily basis? Maybe this is a low occurrence event. Interesting. Does it count when he makes kissy faces at himself in the mirror in the morning? Unclear.
Or when he gets a boo-boo. What if you get a boo-boo? You kiss your own boo-boo. Is it like, ah, damn it, I'm someone?
Does it count if Mark picks a fight with himself and kicks his own ass? What kind of child do you have to be? I would say you're a child at heart.
You're a big man baby.
You're whimsical. You've got ideas.
Uh-huh, go on.
You're a brilliant young man with long flowing hair. Look at that. Tell me, Mark, what would you do? It's unrelated to the query at hand. I'm just curious.
Interesting. No one's asked me before. I will tell you what I would do.
Okay.
Since you asked, I don't think I'd do it because, I like knowing that I don't have to kiss and then run out and find the nearest child and taunt them into fighting me.
I think you shouldn't be so quick to come up with an answer. I think you should take more time to think
Bob
about
asked.
it before
Bob
does.
asked me.
I did ask.
Wasn't
That's
declared in
fair.
the rules. No one stated it obviously that you couldn't ask, so I guess it's all up in the air, isn't it, Wade? Isn't it, Wade?
I accept that.
All right.
I'm going to have to side with Mark then and say that no, I wouldn't do it either. After analyzing
That's
everything.
crazy because I already said that too. I'm glad we're all in agreement.
I also changed Wade's answer.
You changed
Wade said he would do it if I recall correctly.
All right, I accept that. And there's only one change per round, as I decree.
I am so glad these rules are established.
You know what, Wade? I started to think something here might be cutting against you. After seeing the world through Mark's eyes, I'm saying there may be some sort of Wade prejudice going on here.
What do you mean? It's just how it is. I feel
You know
like
how the Terminator, before he ruled over California, the Terminator had like the murder boner for John Connor. I'm Mark's John Connor.
Mark's got a murder boner for Wade.
Yep, you heard it here first.
That's the title of the episode, Mark's murder boner.
No, Bob, I just have to, how you would probably understand that there are unspoken rules that you would be obvious. I'm just saying, like, if a rule isn't spoken, then it's all up in the air, right?
On this particular game show, all the unspoken rules we always follow.
Never presume to know the rules, test them. If you are wrong, then ask for forgiveness.
All right, you both get a point, though. Great.
Wait, but I thought I changed Wade's answer. So
Bob gets a point. Wade does not get a point. Woo!
See, fair's fair, Wade. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair.
I agree.
All right, so I'm tallying up the score. You both started with 5 points, so that was very proud of both of you. Wade, you lost. You gained and lost a point immediately.
Every rule is so fucking fucking arbitrary.
All right.
And it's always against
Yeah.
me.
All right, Bob, you had 5 to start with, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 points. Wade, you had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. You had 12
What, really?
points, yes.
I sided with him like 90% of those.
However, as both of you know now, there was another secret game going on in between this particular game. So, Wade, I'm going to ask you first. What was Bob trying to get you to say?
So I didn't know I had to pay attention to the specific words, but I do know, I believe in the first round he was trying to get me to say extra. And in the second round, I think he was trying to get me to say briefs. I didn't follow the words after that, though I know I said the word planning probably when I shouldn't have said planning.
You said 2.
You didn't pick up on the cheese one either?
I thought, so I actually did, but I thought you were trying to get me to say a specific type of cheese. I didn't know you were trying to get me to say cheese in general.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to say blue cheese.
So you did say 2, but Bob, what was Wade trying to get you to say?
I honestly didn't think to pay close attention to the specific words. I feel like he was trying to get me to say at one point, what was it? It was trash.
It was garbage, and you said it on your own without anyone prompting. It was actually very convenient for Wade. However, then I had to pull Wade aside when you had to take a bathroom break.
Then the rules changed.
The rules didn't change. Wade was like, he was saying one of the other words. Well, actually, okay, give me a list.
Memorial and adoption.
Yeah, I guess I removed them anyway, so it doesn't matter. He was going like, what do you think about adoption, Bob? Do you think adoption's an option? And I'm like, isn't it obvious that you can't say the word?
If so cheese was a word, Bob said cheese a whole bunch too.
No, well, the word was blue. I was trying to get you to say
Yeah,
blue
exactly.
cheese. I was just prompting you with like, oh, what's that cheese? What's that kind of cheese?
I was never told we couldn't say the word. It was just to make you say the word.
Oh, I think Mark's probably right about that one.
Of course you agree. It benefits you highly. Though
right.
you could change my answer arbitrarily and whatever the other rules were that we established at the end.
Either way, I counted like you got Bob with 3.
He said linear. I think he said memorial unprompted. And he said garbage.
Right, he sure did. And Wade, what was Bob's secret objective?
This last round?
What was Bob's secret objective the whole game?
Oh, I thought it was just each round he had one to get me to say a specific word.
Might it have been that was a red herring?
Yes, highly possible. I had to leave the room for like 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Is it possible I have the exact list of words that you were supposed to try to get me to say in front of me to make sure I didn't forget them?
Maybe, sure.
I tossed a coin at the beginning of this game, and that decided who the winner was. Bob wins by coin toss from the very beginning of the game. So congratulations, Bob! Even though you couldn't agree with me to save your life, you win this game!
I am never declaring Mark a winner of an episode ever again, audience. Bob and I will have a permanent understanding that Bob wins when I host.
Wait, was it not you and me that in a recent episode literally did that
Well,
exact...
exactly, I benefited. I'm allowed to be a
I
hypocrite.
see, that's why you're mad.
Unless there's an unspoken rule about being a hypocrite.
No, you know what? You are allowed to be a hypocrite. I think that's fair.
I had a feeling that coin flip meant a lot more than who goes first. I did feel like there was more to it. And then I was like, okay, that establishes the roles. And then halfway through, the roles flipped or whatever. And it's like, all right, well, if Bob already knows the game, then I'm already at a disadvantage in this second round. So in the back of my mind, I did feel some bullshit shenanigans were afoot. I just didn't know how deep it went.
Did you feel like when I was just offering you those words, I let you say them first or hint at them and then I said them? Did you ever feel like, wow, that was too easy?
I thought the amount of times you said garbage, I was like, okay, he's really going into garbage. But you avoided saying prejudice. You avoided linear till the end. So no, I didn't actually pick up on
I worked memorial in after the whole bit where
did,
you were...
which is why I was like, that one should still count. Little did I know I was being fucked from the front the whole time.
All right.
I'm going to take my glowing dick and post-hour cum and leave. So you guys can wrap this up without me. My loser speech is fuck you both. Let me know when I can come back.
He's so
It's
sad.
okay. It's okay. Bob, you have a winner's speech.
That feels good to win. feels good to really earn it. I feel like I played hard today. Wade competed well. I have to applaud him for really putting up a good fight. But sometimes you're just in the groove, and I appreciate it. We really put left 110% out there on the field today, and we really got done as a team. So
that was good. That was good stuff. Good stuff. I feel like I could have set up the stakes a little better, or made deceived Wade a little bit better, but I was like how do I get Wade to be deceived, or how do I
forgot my chapstick. This isn't about you. This is about my chapstick.
I was like, how can I get like the person to be deceived enough? And I'm like, it's got to be just this from the get-go, but how do I make this a secret? I could have done that better. So as judge, I will only improve in my deception in the future. I hope to always somehow deceive Wade out of winning. But if it happens to you, Bob, I'm sorry. It'll just be the way the coin toss goes.
I appreciate it. I take that. I accept it. I'll accept it with grace.
I don't look forward to the revenge that will probably be heaped upon me by Wade. But thank you, everyone listening. Hope you had
my water.
Hope you had a wonderful time. You can find Wade at Lord Minion 777 or Minion 777. You can find Bob at Myskerm, MUISKERM, and my name has been Mark Blar. Please follow on Spotify. It's free. You get the video episodes, so be sure to follow so you know we are uploading twice a week now with twice as many episodes, all just as fun and fresh and last minute cobbled together as every other one has been. So we'll see you in a few days. Podcast out.